So I want to celebrate some people. Michael and Vicky Jones, amazing. These guys did the Spartan race, which was very cool. I see Michael in the Spartan group being very proactive, making connections, and I absolutely love that because they get to intertwine their passion and their fitness with connecting with new people. So congrats to Mike and Vicky for participating in the Spartan race. Um, I want to shout out to some of our team leaders who, Victoria and Ed and Bessie, did an amazing, Danielle Naco, amazing job hosting our Super Saturday. Dr. Ina and Drew Berman, they are not directly related to our team, but they spoke at our Super Saturday like champs. I didn't even know that Drew was going to speak, but I kind of asked him if he would be willing to speak for our team, just to really share, because we had a lot of guests and we were really diving into the opportunity. And just like that, Drew Berman got up and talked about why network marketing is such a great industry and why we shouldn't shy away from it. And I just thought he was such a champ for getting up in the room and just taking it to the next level. Dr. Ina did a beautiful piece where she kind of debunked myths and objections and answered popular questions. And Victoria Brunetti actually live streamed her piece. And that got Vicky a lot of inquiries, because she was talking about breaking plateau and what do I do if I feel hungry. All these things that people are curious about, which makes me feel like people should be talking about it a lot more. Vanessa and Alina Legekis crushed it. I mean, these guys are just, everyone was like, wow, these guys did amazing. They spoke like professionals. And it was really cool because Vanessa and Alina, we did their Thursday testimonial. And these are two sisters that are not big in the public eye. They don't speak publicly. I know they were very shy, but I know that everything they did was really for the sake of inspiring other people. And I saw Vanessa and Alina just shining like rock stars. People were so impressed. Vanessa shared her journey and how she started and how she took her sister on board, and having her big sister stand there and say, it's not just about the weight loss. I watched my sister transform completely. Her personality, I mean, even she looks taller. She looks different. She's standing with her chin higher. And it's really incredible to have watched this all transpire. Bessie and Ed Golden, they really shared their story about being corporate America dropouts. And, most of the time it's the husbands that aren't supportive, but in that case, Bessie talked a lot about how she really didn't have her husband's back and she didn't really believe in what he was doing. And one day he was just like, guess what? I quit my job and I'm doing this full force. And she was a pain in the butt about it, but now they're both in. And I think they gave people a lot of hope, that you can do this as a couple, that, unsupportive spouses do take time to come around. And I really want to celebrate April Poole and Sarah Lobes, who, these girls are so shy. They're brand spanking new on the team. And I literally put April Poole on the spot. And I taught her how to share her 30-second story in front of 150 people. And, and she did it. She did it like a champ. She was like, I'm shaking, my face is red, but she gave the people in the crowd, really just hope that everybody starts from somewhere. And somebody said, well, Ange sounds good. And people pointed out, well, Ange has been doing this for 4 years. And Ange just screwed up 5,000 times. And we really walked away with such a sense of community, camaraderie, strength. And we ended our meeting, not just like, okay, I'll see you later, bye. Everybody put their fists in the middle and everybody fist pumped and really left there, just vowed to be their best self and really to live out loud. And, I hope that everybody, you can look on our Facebook walls and get some inspiration from that. But I just walked out of there feeling like no matter how much time you have in, you always have something to learn. No matter how many times you've done it, you can always do it better. And no matter what rank or what position you're in, you never stop setting goals for yourself. Because the minute you stop challenging yourself, the minute you stop setting goals, is the minute you slowly start failing and going backwards. And it just brought me so much inspiration. I know Sophia really wanted to be there. Her daughter is having early contractions and about to give birth to twins. So we missed you a lot. So was anyone, and Kevin, thank you so much. My husband was at the Spartan race. Kevin jumped on the scene and helped us pull amazing audio and video, like stuff that I couldn't do on the computer. And it really was such an incredible team effort. Was anyone at that event that could share a few words about what you took away and what was meaningful to you? And you can just unmute yourself. Can you unmute yourself?
I can.
Oh, there he is. There's Craig Russo. What was your takeaway, Craig?
Hi, Angela.
Welcome.
Thank you for yesterday.
Tell me what inspired you.
Everything was a takeaway from me because I kind of been discouraged a little bit lately. I guess that happens though. So to be honest with you, every word and everything I heard yesterday was a takeaway from me, because you need that. It doesn't matter how many times you hear it. Oh, you know, we all have a similar story, but in reality, we're all unique. We're all different. So we have our own reasons to do things. So I take that in and I realize that's what I have to hit. I have to listen more to what people's needs are and see what fits them, and, you know, hear their story and listen to them and try to help them. So I get a lot out of these events. I love these Super Saturdays, the celebrations. So everything for me yesterday was a takeaway. I loved Ed and his wife's story. You know, that I think that was the biggest one for me. And of course, Drew.
What was special to you about Ed and Bessie's story for these guys that weren't there?
In my opinion, everything, and what they did by leaving corporate America. And, you know, I do what Ed used to do. So, you know, I have a little, I can hear what he's saying, you know, a little bit, yeah. But it inspired me. It just lets you know that no matter what the circumstances are, if you want something and you feel it and you're passionate about it, you go for it.
Absolutely.
You know, it doesn't matter what you have to give up. It matters what you like, what you think is going to work for you, and what you want to go for.
Absolutely. And you just got to go for it. That's awesome.
Exactly. Just don't even worry about it. Just go for it.
That's right. Who else has a takeaway?
Hi, Angela.
Hello.
Asia.
I don't see you, but I hear you.
I know. I had to switch to my phone, so now I'm like somewhere at the end.
I see you now.
Like you asked, what was the takeaway about Ed and Bessie? My thing was it was really nice to hear about when he kept saying the 3,000 kept popping up in his bank. And that was incredible. Like, you know, that experience that they went through in the beginning, how successful they were becoming, they were surprised about it. So that was really good. And my takeaway was about on how to share your 30-second story. I tend to either make it too long, or then I get scared that I'm going to make it too long. So then I allow myself to skip it and just go straight to explaining the program. So the way you made it, you know, you made April go through it over and over. You're like such a good teacher. So it was like a hands-on experience. And now I understand how to do it simpler and quicker.
She was a good sport. She was a good student. I could say that. I felt her nerves and I felt bad, but I knew that by her learning, there were going to be other people that picked up. And you're in this for a while, and you know you still take value. And I just want to share with everyone what Asa is talking about. Ed shared a story with us that he was maybe maybe 2 months in, and he got a $3,000 check. And he shared the story where I text him and I said, "Did you see your check?" And he told his wife, "Shit, she knows. They made a mistake." And he was like avoiding my call. And and then I said, "Well, we got a really big bonus." He goes, "Oh my God." He goes, "That was a bonus?" I said, "Yeah, that's a leadership pool." He goes, "I transfer that shit to my bank account like I stole it." And he was just, living out some of those memories in the very beginning of the journey where you're brand new and you're just getting started and you're in the fog. You don't know it all yet. You're just trying to figure it out. So that was a good share. Who else has a takeaway? How about you, Ed? I know you were impressed with your wife yesterday because she never talks, but she blew it out of the water.
Oh, well, she talks, but not like the way she talked yesterday. I was definitely impressed. She did amazing. I think she was impressed with herself too. She's watched the video about 75 times today. So, we get takeaways from everything. I mean, Dr. Ina, as far as like products, sometimes, we're so worried about, building, we forget it all comes from the product. So, some of the questions she answered. But, for me, the takeaways is always seeing the team together and, watching, I mean, April and Vanessa and Alina and everybody that spoke. I mean, it's amazing, to be at these events and just see what's going on and the tears and the joy and the happiness and all the people taking pictures and, the gratitude everyone's giving to each other. It's like I could go to an event every single day of the week, and just, even if it was the same people, it's just, the takeaways are, you're part of something that's so special and you're part of something that's so amazing and really just bigger than life.
Yeah. Sometimes you forget when you're behind your desk and you're on Facebook and you're by yourself behind the computer, you forget that you're really a part of something so huge, So, Vicky, how about you? Do you have any takeaways or any shares?
I really loved yesterday, and I know it wasn't just because it was our team talking and everything. I really loved Vanessa talking, and I guess it is also because, I know I've heard her story before, and Alina, but Vanessa was so genuine, and everybody was crying when she was talking, and just listening to her, it was so real. And she was my favorite yesterday. So I don't know if she's on tonight, Vanessa, but I loved her. I loved hearing her story. And she was so nervous, but she did so good. And I wouldn't mind listening to her all the time. Even the night that they did the live, I thought that they were amazing. So she was my favorite. And just how it took her 6 months to come around and a series of events and to see how much she has grown since I remember meeting her for the first time at your house, Ange, 3 years ago. And I just like that a lot. And Drew, everything was great. I thought yesterday was really amazing, to be honest.
I agree. So I just want to leave you guys with a couple points. Yesterday, I saw a lot of people doing things like getting uncomfortable. We made them switch seats. We made them sit next to strangers. We made them talk to total strangers. Getting to an event is certainly uncomfortable. You've got to make arrangements for the kids, play sick with your boss. You've got to ask your husband to step in. You've got to meal prep for 4 days. I mean, it's a lot of work. You've got to put money on that Amex that perhaps you don't have right now, and you're worried about how you're going to pay it off. But what I will tell you is that everyone who goes to an event grows. And what I got the most compliments about from so many different people in the crowd and people who watched the Facebook Live, they said, "I can't believe that Bessie, Vanessa, Alina, Ed, Victoria are the same people that came into this organization 3-4 years ago. These people have grown tenfold. It's not the weight that they lose, their confidence, their posture, they're up there, they're speaking. Everybody starts out this business as a disaster. But with events, plugging into calls, doing the do, you will become a master. Like seeing April yesterday was so cool, and I hope somebody videotaped it because I want to play it back to her in 2 years from now and show her how she's matured, how she's developed, right? But if you're not willing to put in the practice, if you're not willing to be bad until you get good, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. So this is work. This is work. Anyone who tells you network marketing is easy and you're going to get rich, and be wary of those people. Be wary of those people because that's a scam. This is work. This is conversations. This is wearing your heart on your sleeve. This is getting uncomfortable. This is practicing. This is learning from networking professionals like Drew Berman. This is jumping on Kathy's call like so many of you guys did, learning about takeaways, doing a million three-way phone calls and taking bits and pieces until you get good, right? And even 3 years of being good, you can still get better. Would you all agree that there's always room for growth? Yeah. And setting goals. Vanessa talked about when she first started this journey, she really challenged herself. She set a goal of wanting to run. She never ran. She was out of shape. She drank beer. She ate a lot of Ukrainian food. I mean, she was a mom of 4 boys, living on no sleep, just getting by. And she challenged herself to do couch to 5K. And with this couch to 5K, the way it works is that you walk for 60 seconds, you run for 60 seconds. You walk for 90 seconds, you run for 90 seconds. Anyone can download the app. It's called Couch to 5K. But that's how you run this business. Never did she start Isogenics and say, I'm going to be a 3-star executive. I'm going to be 40 pounds lighter, and I am going to be, running marathons. She didn't say this when she started 3 years ago. She was shy. She was embarrassed. She told us a story about how she used to run in the back alleys of Philadelphia because she felt incompetent and insecure compared to the real runners. So she would hide. And then she got stronger and became more confident. She said, and as I started running where the runners ran, she said they would high-five me and give me a pound and wink with a sign of approval. And I felt like I was one of them, right? And that's how this journey really begins. You've got to set a goal, whether it's to have 3 conversations a day, 3 follow-ups, make 3 new friends, whether you're going to just say hello to 5 strangers. You have got to challenge yourself. I've challenged myself, and I said that I'm really going to push to enroll 20 and 30 for the month of November. We listened to a beautiful video yesterday, and the gentleman talked, and he said that his father said to him, I'm not going to be disappointed in you if you aim high and miss. Right? Do you guys remember? He said, I'm going to be disappointed in you if you aim low and hit. And that's what I want you guys to take away from this blitz. A lot of people quit. A lot of people didn't show up every single phone call. I did. You did. That's how you want to walk away. 100% vested and committed. This blitz, this business, this journey and this growth, it's not about enrollments. It's about being better, being stronger, being more confident, being more successful, living the life that you deserve each and every day. How are you going to do it if you don't challenge yourself to change? Right? You can't be stuck. We hear stories of, Don was telling me yesterday that at 33 years old, his mother, who was a waitress, decided to go back to college to give the kids a better life. This is what we have here. We have an opportunity to learn and grow and go back to networking college. The beauty of this is that we get paid while we learn, right? So tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about organization. We're going to talk a little bit about getting into action, and we're going to talk about what you want to walk away with for this blitz. So Vicky will talk a little bit about organization. I will talk a little bit about managing your frustrations, and Ed will talk about the importance of events, and then we'll tell you about the new promotion that's coming out this week. So, Vic, I think organization is great for you because being a busy mom of two, being in PTA, your kids do dance full time. I mean, you are the busiest person that I know. But what I love about you is that you still make time to do your hair. You still make time to do your eyelashes. You still make time to go to the gym. And you've got to take care of yourself, right? And you've got to be the best version of you if you're going to give that best self to other people. So how do you have a planner? Do you have a book? Talk to us about what your day and what your method of operation looks like. You had 4 enrollments this week. You went to Disney on Ice today. You went to Super Saturday yesterday. How the hell did you have time to get 4 enrollments? I mean, this is the stuff that people want to know. Where does a busy mother plug this into her life?
Thank you, Ange. Honestly, it's just really staying consistent. I've had a rough month. Angela knows. No, I was very disappointed. I could be totally brutally honest here. I was very disappointed that I didn't hit 5-star a month ago during the chocolate mint and pumpkin spice. So I gave myself a few days and I beat myself up about that. But I still always stay consistent with everything.
We cried together.
We cried. Yes, that's what yesterday. When you said yesterday, Ange, at the event, if you haven't cried over your business yet, then I don't know what you got, because it's true. It's so much fun. I love doing this. I do. But of course, there's times that you get frustrated, like anything else. But really staying consistent. There was days, and right after that I did not want to talk to people, but I still made sure I spoke to people. And maybe I didn't sign them up because maybe it was me that week. I was in a funk. And maybe that's why I didn't sign them up then. But then they're like, wow, it's 4 weeks later. This girl is still crazy and she's still posting on Facebook and she must be doing something. So let's sign up with her. Staying consistent. And my goal is always just to be known as the girl with Isogenics. Today there was a post in a Facebook group. It got really ugly. Everybody was tagging me in a parents group for Isogenics, and I ended up signing on the spot 2 people from that post, even though it got very ugly, and I took it right off Facebook. So, but again, it's because I had 8 people tagging me instead of tagging other people. The girls were like, I'm like, why'd you choose me? I was like, there was 5 other people on there for Isogenics. She was like, you had 8 people tagging you out of 12, or whatever it was. So I always want to be the girl. And when someone thinks about who I'm going to sign up with, I'm going to go to her. And ever since that's in my head, it's been about 1.5 years. It's like crazy. It comes true because my enrollments in the last 1.5 years has been bonkers. So that's always in my head. So even days that I don't feel like doing anything. I mean, Sophia messaged me the other day. She's like, girl, where you been? And I said, Sophia, I'm running around like crazy. I cut myself very thin volunteering. I said, oh, let me give back some time. Let me volunteer. It's everything. And it does get overwhelming. But if you consistently have a plan of action, today I'm going to work on enrollments. Tomorrow I'm going to work on my downline. The next day I'm going to get on some 3-way calls. So if you constantly dedicate some time every single day to your business, it won't interfere with anything. That's what I do. I make little pockets of time in the morning. I do go to the gym. Like Angela said, I make sure I get a blowout twice a week. I get my nails done, I get my eyelashes done. I do things for myself. And that's what I love about this. I love the time freedom. But I also make sure I put in the time to send out messages, to talk to people. And people think I work all day. I definitely don't work all day. But I do make sure between 10 and 12 I'm working. Some days I'm not. Maybe it's between 12 and 1:30. Put some time in the nighttime. But always my kids come first. My kids are at a hard age right now. They're 4 and 8. 3rd grade is very hard. My daughter's in company and dance company. My little one's in like a little pre-company. I'm at dancing school every day. it is a lot of back and forth. But while I'm at dancing school, I'm talking to the moms there about isogenics or about something. So I make sure every single day I'm planting those seeds in the pockets of my time, no matter where I am. If I'm at Disney on Ice today, I'm talking to the mom next to me and exchanging Facebook information with her. That's a great place. Everybody's eating popcorn and cotton candy. So I just always try to stay on point with being consistent. And you installed it at me 3 people a day, 3 people a day. So I'm always aiming in my head for 3 people a day. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but I'm making sure those follow-up messages are sent out, and I'm just posting in Facebook groups. I'm doing something every single day dedicating to my business. You're muted, Ange.
I would have been talking for a long time. So basically, you know what, wherever you can weave it in, you weave it in. And, you know, I hear the same thing for me a lot. People are like, I know you're so busy, but look, I just want to ask you. And I'm like, what gives them the impression that I'm so busy?
Because you're so successful. People say success. They're like, oh, you must work all day to make 6 figures a year.
I don't. I work from 11 to 1:30, 2.5 hours a day. After I get home from the gym, because the gym has to come first for me, and I pick up my kids at 1:30. But from what it sounds like is that you don't always plan the same time every day, as long as you touch it every day. And your touches are 3 new prospect conversations, because you want to be known as the ISA girl, 3 follow-ups, and 3 new contacts. And you're great about adding Facebook friends. Some people are very sketchy about adding. I mean, I will friend request someone just because I like their blouse. You know, you never know, because people are going to be watching.
Yeah. You're right. And it's true. I am constantly, that's another thing. Someone said to me, they're like, every time I have a friend request, you're mutual friends with them. So I said, yes, I do accept if there's a couple of mutuals. I know people get weirded out. You have your kids on here, but I'm like, I like to think the good of everybody. But what I started doing was, now even these random people that are friending me, that I only have 1 or 2 maybe mutual friends with, I'm sending them the message now. I'm sending the message within the first few days of friendship. I'm almost maxing out of my friends. I almost have, I think, 5,000 Facebook friends. So I said,
you got to get your landscaper off. But it's
I got to clean them up.
I accepted somebody, and the somebody, I didn't know he knew anything about me, and I certainly didn't know anything about him. I just liked his profile. It was a picture of him and his children. I was like, oh, he looks like a great dad. He's messaged me and goes, hey, so you're friends with Jeff? I said, Jeff who? He said, Jeff Giove. He's a rock star. And I said, oh my God, there's a commonality. So, even just for me to be friends with this guy, I'm giving credibility to what Jeff is doing. And I said, yeah, Jeff is wonderful. He lost 100 pounds. So now we engage in conversation, but you have to be proactive. I mean, Victoria talks to people at the nail salon. Victoria talks to people at Disney on Ice. She's proud of what she does because her belief system is at 100%. She's not squeamish or funny about it. It's what she does. It's who she is. To some, she's a business coach. To other people, she's a weight loss coach. But no matter what, she's out there networking, talking. And it doesn't have to be a networking event. It can be just in your daily life, on your walk to the grocery store. So do you have anything else to add about organization? Do you keep a day planner, or where do you log your appointments or your day 5 phone calls? Do you keep it in your phone?
I keep it in my phone. I do. I have 100 different, I know, and I'm like, wait, I'm talking about organization. I did buy one of these. I haven't used it yet. I think from you.
Oh, good. A Rolodex.
You know what? I have a nice office set up, so I do keep to organize. Like every time I have a follow-up, I do write their names on here. I always think that the follow-ups are very important, because then you don't want to just depend on Facebook for that. So I try to write that all down. I don't have a date plan. I do have date planners, but I don't use them. I put everything into my phone. Yeah. So if I have a call, if I have something, I just put it in there, schedule it in there, and then I don't remember. I don't forget it because sometimes I don't go out. I go out without my planner.
Yeah. It's bad if you're not following up and the follow-up is coming to you. I had a girl that I spoke to 3 years ago, and she said, are the prices still the same? And she lives in the UK, and she had no idea that we ship now to the UK, because back then I said, we don't ship to the UK. It'll cost you about $200 for the post office. And now, like, she had no idea that we ship to the UK, but this is not someone that should have been coming to me. This is somebody that I should have been proactively following up with. So you can't rely on Facebook Messenger. Somebody calls you, somebody messages you, someone wants information, you got to put them in your Microsoft Word, in Excel, in a notebook, and you constantly have to be going back there. I mean, Vanessa spoke yesterday and said she watched Ed for 6 months. 6 months. If people do not sign up on their first shot. So thank you. That was great. And then we'll make sure that people ask you some questions. So I'll talk a little bit about frustrations, and then I'll pass it over to Ed, who's going to talk about events. Everyone gets frustrated in this business. Everyone compares themselves to other people. When you're a 1-star, you wish you're a 2-star. When you're a 3-star, you wish you're a 5. When you're an 8-star, you look at people like Emily Vavra and you wish you were a 13-star. Can anybody agree with that? Right? I don't think that that's something bad. If you use that as a sense of urgency and as a point, like a star in the sky of where you want to go, it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, right? I don't compare myself to anyone in a negative way. I compare myself to say, wow, she's magnificent. That's somebody who I would really like to emulate and be where she is. Listen, Lynn Hagedorn took 14 months to become a millionaire. Not everybody will, and that's okay. I see a lot of people getting frustrated, and that frustration gets them stuck. The biggest frustrations I hear is, I don't know how to meet anyone. Everyone I've already spoke to, nobody's interested. I'm not good at this. And then all of a sudden you get your enrollment and you're like, you think you're like hot stuff. You're like, yes, I got my mojo back. You never lost it. You never lost it. You had it all along. People are going to come when they're ready. You want more enrollments, you have to have more conversations. That's all it is. The people that are doing the do that seem busier than you, they're just busier than you. That's all it is. They're having more conversations, more prospecting calls, more follow-up calls. Susan Sly is so busy, she keeps her calls 15 minutes. She said, if you are a millionaire, which means that you get paid $500 an hour. If you are earning 7 figures a year, it equates to approximately $500 an hour. How are you going to treat that hour? Are you going to spend that hour scrolling on Facebook, or are you going to spend it treating it like a $500 hour, giving it your all, speaking to new people, investing in your downline? I see people getting frustrated, and that frustration takes them out of the game. We spoke about something very, very important yesterday at the event. Michael Klaus said that when you feel frustrated, right, you have 2 choices. There's 2 types of people. There are people that are going to get frustrated, that are going to say, it doesn't work for me, I can't find anyone, I'm not good at this. They're going to say everything bad about why it's not working. And they're going to take the towel and they're going to throw it in. They're just going to quit. We all know people that have quit, yes? Have we seen a few good people quit in our day? Yeah. But then you have other people that are so freaking committed, that are so determined to do this. They are all heart and perseverance and passion. And they're going to take that towel and they're going to wipe the sweat off their brow over and over and over, because they're not going to throw in that towel, right? I don't care if it's been 2 months and you haven't sponsored anyone. You get out of that funk and you try something different. I stink at launch parties. I have a launch party and literally the same 4 consultants come over and eat my bars and cookies all the time. I'm not good at launch parties. My kids go to bed at 8 o'clock. I don't want people in the house. I don't want a mess to clean, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep trying. We started doing testimonial Thursdays where I can do a live online launch party via Facebook. 15, 30 minutes. Babe, the dog's in here eating the Halloween candy. So there's no wrong way. There's only, and I haven't gotten it right yet. I haven't gotten it perfect yet. And you've got to keep trying and you've got to keep doing. And if launch parties don't work, you do something virtual. And if Facebook isn't your thing, then you go to network events. You don't find one way to fail. You find 1,000 ways not to give up. And that's really what's kept me in the game this long, is perseverance. I never use not having an upline as an excuse. I never use not having a coach as an excuse. I never used gaining 15 pounds as a reason not to tell people about the story. I never, ever, ever made excuses, no matter how bad it got. And I see how some small frustration can absolutely cripple you emotionally and make you lose your focus and take you out of this game. We're right now playing for championship challenge, and literally corporate owes me 200 points in back points. And I haven't enrolled anyone in 2 days because I'm letting these points consume me. And that's all I think about is these championship points, these championship points. When am I getting my vote? I mean, have you guys ever harped on something so stupid and so crazy that you let it take you out of the game? That's why we need self-development. That's why we need events. That's why we need to grow. Because when somebody says something hurtful, you're not like, oh, you're just like, that's all right. You know, there's going to be a lot of that. Not everybody is going to understand it. Not everybody's going to support it. You're not going to have 4 enrollments every week for as long as you're in the business. And guess what? If you're 2 years in, when you're 4 or 6 years in, it's even harder to enroll people. But you don't quit. You just find 1,000 more ways to keep trying. And with that being said, I want to tell you how events really keep me in the game. And I go to at least 6 events a year. I go to Core 4 and I put on 2 of my own. And I'm going to let Vicky and Ed talk a little bit about the importance of events, because it took me a year to get Victoria Brunetti to her first event. And she was stagnant until she did go. And now she's coming to NYKO with 25 people. I mean, that's a big deal, right? And Ed, I literally bought him a ticket to ISA University. He told me he never will go to an event with me. They're ridiculous. He doesn't need it. And he went to an event and his business blew up because of one simple line that Kathy Savage said: $11 a day or $18 a day? It's the slightest things, the smallest things. It's small little steps that'll change the life of your business. It's not going to be some big epiphany, right? Nothing's going to come out of this Blitz that you don't already know. But maybe it'll be something small. Maybe it'll be a little bit of courage. Maybe it'll give you the incentive to reach out to someone or try something new. And it's all these little tiny steps. It's all these little tiny actions that lead to the tremendous growth, like what they're talking about. Like how Vanessa grew tenfold when she stood up there on that stage speaking. So Ed and Vicky, take it away. Talk to us a little bit about events.
You want me to go first, Ed, or you want to go?
You can go.
Okay. So, well, some of you can hear this because you heard it yesterday. But my first celebration that I didn't go to was 2014. Yes, 2014. And I remember saying to myself, I should go. Angela was begging me. And I'm like, forget it. I was so jealous watching them. Oh, my God. And it's funny because I see Amber's on, and Amber said last year for a celebration she was jealous, and then this year she made it too. I was so jealous. Did anyone ever feel like that before, like watching everybody at a big event like NYKO and Celebration, I will never miss, ever. I don't care if I got to take the whole family with me again. I'm never missing that, because Celebration really changed my life in 2015. I walked in there, and you know what, guys? A lot of times I hear stories like, oh, I'm only cycling 2 times. I walked in there cycling. I was a 1-star Crystal executive, but I was only cycling. And I remember sitting next to Angela's husband, Serge, not joking. And he said something to me about cycles. And he said, don't even worry. I bet you they're going to go up after this event. And I'm like, all right, this was the beginning. And I was only cycling maybe 2 to 3 times at that point. And after we left, me and Angela set a goal. And this was right after Celebration, San Diego. And she said, when are you going to hit 2-star? And I said, November. Then I was so lit up, I hit it 2 weeks later. So I went from cycling 2 to 3 times to cycling 25 times 2 to 3 weeks later. I was so inspired by the whole event that I needed that. My belief wasn't out of 10. I really don't think it was. Yes, I was a 1-star Crystal executive, but my belief wasn't out of 10 until I walked through there. And just the momentum, it was, I had nobody with me from my downline. Yeah, we were all friends. We all hung out together. I took my family with me, and hearing Hillary Courtney on stage and her segment, I don't know how many of you were there for that, but I was blown away. And she's got like, I don't know, I think she's got like 5 kids now, 4 kids now, and her story, and she lives like in a town with like, I don't know, 800 people, and how she drove back and forth for launch parties, and she still does it. Just hearing her, and she's so down to earth, I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this. And she's like, I don't care if you got to get in the car on a call and leave your kids in the house with your husband, do that. And I started doing that. And everything that she said, I took and ran with it. So you never know who you're going to hear at these events that are going to inspire you. You may love your coach, you know, but you need something more than that. And going to an event, being with the team, seeing the culture, seeing the company. And I feel like my husband needed to see it too. You know, the spouses, if you're married or, you know, if you have a partner, they need to sometimes see it too, because they think we're a little bit crazy. I think my husband thought I was crazy until we went to corporate last year to Arizona, and he went to headquarters. And that's when I really think it was sealed in the deal. He was like, wow, he's like, they really put a lot of effort into this company. So I think until you're at an event, a big event, you're never going to get that momentum. And I continued. I swore I was going to bring people with me to NYKO. I went to NYKO in Texas, left there, hit 3 and 4-star. Every single event, I come home and I feel like I can conquer the world. Does anybody else feel like that, especially after Celebration NYKO? The enrollments are up, the cycles are up, everybody's just going crazy. And this year, coming home to Cookies and Cream was amazing. So I see someone saying that their hubby not believing. Go to an event. Take him to an event. You know, take him. That's what I did. I said, I'm going to come to San Diego, but I'm going to take my whole family with me. And Angela's like, yeah, take them. And we walked in, and it was just my kids. They know every product possible. If you're married, if you have kids, get everybody involved in it. And that was also a tip from Hillary Courtney also. You know, get the whole family. And Kathy Kuva always says that. Every time she's going to go for a goal or hit a milestone, you know, she always had that talk with Eric beforehand, what she was going to do and what the week was going to entail. If I'm shooting for that week for something, I'd let my kids know. But they needed to see it. They needed to see and feel the momentum also. Because my husband was like, what are you doing on calls 9, 10 o'clock at night? Like, barely any money was coming in at that point. But I said to him, let me just try this one event. And that was my first Celebration, San Diego, 2015. And I will never miss another one. NYKO and Celebration. NYKO was really quick. You know, it's 2 days. It's Thursday. It's Friday and Saturday. You can come down, share rooms, split rooms. We always split the rooms together. Book the airfare now for NYKO, and I promise you, you will be amazed at the training, meeting everybody, hearing the stories. And I don't know about you guys, but I do go a little bit just for DJ. What's his name? Skidmore. I love him. I love him.
Schematics. Well, it was that event that Hillary Courtney gave these, and
Yes. Oh, you went to go look for them. Yes.
this has been hanging on my vision board. And for all of you that were there at that particular event, she stuck these to the bottom of every chair. And on this it says, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. I mean, these are things that you don't get sitting home by yourself in front of a computer. And I still have, for 2 years, this little bag of mustard seed. Mike, do you have your mustard seeds? Mike has his. So you're not going to get alone what you get from a community of 15,000 people who have your back. It's very important to make those arrangements. It's very important to ask for your family's support and get there. And if they don't believe, make a mini vacation out of it. If you can't afford it, stay at a Motel 6 and get 6 girls in a room. You do whatever you have to do, but you get there and you learn. And for those of you who are on the call, who are leaders, those are the ones that you want to run with. The ones who are breaking their back, the ones who are not making any excuses, the ones who are doing everything they can to get there. I just enrolled a girl with a value pack on the 2nd, and I said, there's going to be an event coming up in January, and it would mean a great deal if you would meet me there and we can meet one another face to face. And she said, no problem. I said, you got the free ticket with the value pack. This is somebody who I am going to spend all my time with, helping her, doing 3-way phone calls, whatever I could, because what she's shown me is a willingness, right? You got to work with the willing. You got to spend your time. You have to value yourself because, listen, for a year, I begged Vicky until she said yes. I wouldn't have been begging for 2 or 3. You know, you've got to value your time and work with the people who want it. And thank God she did. Because like she was saying, she went from 2 to 25. One event changed the course of her life. So thank you, Vicky. Let's hear from you, Ed.
Yeah, so, you know, the reason I didn't want to go to an event when Angela was asking me to is because I didn't want to go somewhere where people were going to beat the business into my head. You have to do this. You have to do this. You're going to be a millionaire. And one of the things I loved about the event, it was nothing like that. You're surrounded by real people. You're surrounded by a lot of fun. You're surrounded by emotion. You're surrounded by motivation. And you're inspired by everything going on around there. You know, it's, you know, and then Jimmy Smith, I don't know, he always has quotes stick in my head. Not everyone that goes to events is a millionaire, but every millionaire goes to events.
Yeah.
Right? If you're on this call and you don't believe you're going to be an Isogenics millionaire, you need to go to NYKO. If you're on this call and know you're going to be an Isogenics millionaire, you have to be at NYKO. Right? It's not an option. It also dictates your 2018 income. Right? The more people you go to NYKO with, the more people you make that year. It never fails. It's just how it works. Because from there, the people you take to NYKO, those people are going to bring people to Celebration, and on and on and on. You know, so I saw in the chats, you know, and while I'm talking about this, if anyone, whoever, and this is the weekend of doing uncomfortable things. If you do not have a ticket, write in the comments why. All right. And I see a lot of people talking about spouse. And I get it, because this was a problem. I went through this with my wife. But you know what? I believed in myself. I believed that, you know, my family deserved this enough. And if people that are successful are telling me to go to an event, you go, right? You ask your spouse to support you. You do whatever you need to do, and you ask them to go. If your husband wanted to go to South Beach with the guys, I bet you he'd go to South Beach with the guys, right? just how it works. You guys need to get to NYKO. No one should be stopping you. It can't be money, because guys, you can make the money this week with 3 enrollments or 4 enrollments to get to NYKO, right? Don't use that as an excuse. But you go there because when you come back, you're a whole different person. It doesn't matter how many celebrations or NYKOs or ISAUs or university and actions you've been to, you always learn. I've heard Angela speak 1,055 times, and I still learn. I still go to every event. I still get on every call, right? Because if you're not at NYKO, you're not asking people to come to Celebration or ISAU or, you know, any of these other events. It starts with you guys. You're the leader.
Yeah, it's 100%. You have to show up first, and leaders always do. So we're going to give extra points tonight for the homework assignment for anyone who has NYKO tickets or gets one before the end of the week. And we're going to double those points if you get NYKO and Celebration tickets, because it's that important. We're not asking you to get to an event so you can have a good time or go to the local pubs. We're telling you, you have to be at the event if you want to grow physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally, if you want to inspire a team. You know how exhausting it is to convince people about how amazing Isagenix is? You're like trying to explain how gorgeous Kathy is with her biceps and how smart Jim is. He graduated high school early. He was a barber, and this company came out enough. Just shut up and show them the event. It's very exhausting to try to convince someone what you know, what you feel in your heart. But I don't do much convincing. I say, if you trust me, just take my hand and come with me. If you can't afford a ticket, I'll go halves with you. Whatever we have to do, let's just go. Let's just get you there, right? I don't mind if they pay me $10 a week for the next 20 weeks. Buy your ticket. Let's get there. I'll put you on a payment plan. But it's really that important. What I also encourage you guys to do is, whether you have a team of 3 people or 33 people, start having get-togethers. Go to Pinois Palette, drink some wine, have a lunch and learn. It doesn't have to be a launch party. It has to be a community. It has to be a camaraderie, right? Even if you start out with 3 local people, eventually it will grow to more. But you want to give people a sense of home. You know, I took my consultants out, and we went to a really fun cooking class, and everyone said, wow, this was a great team building activity. And I didn't have any intention to do team building activity. I just wanted to cook meatballs and drink wine, you know. But being together, growing, learning, vibing with people that are on the same head as you, being with positive people who get what you get, it puts a shield around you, you know, and it makes you stronger. It really does make you bulletproof. So I would highly encourage you to get together more with your teams, enjoy each other's company, get to know them, right? You're sponsoring these people because you like them. You enjoy them. You want to build with them for the next 10, 25 years of your life. Start building that sense of camaraderie. I noticed that since we started doing that and enjoying each other's company, there's been a lot more excitement. People are more apt to share on Facebook. They're very proud to be a part of it. You know, they trust in Victoria. If she's like, on day 8, you're posting on Facebook. Guess what? On day 8, they're posting on Facebook. She's making consultants because they know her, they trust her, they've been to her house. They're not questioning it, right? Because they put a sense of faith in her, and they know that she's not going to steer them the wrong way. So do you guys have anything else that you want to add, Vicky or Ed?
No, just make sure you get there. Bring a friend. Bring 2. Bring 5. Right? If you guys have a decent team, buy a ticket for someone. Bring them. Every major event, I buy extra tickets. And also, here's another thing. I buy extra tickets. I give them away to people that are growing. And every year someone goes to the city and just parties. Doesn't go to any event. But that doesn't stop me, right? Just keep going. That's on them, not on me.
Yeah, we used to take it to heart when people were in Vegas and they would like show up to the meeting the next day and they were not like still like banged out from the night before, you know, and like as leaders we're like, are you kidding me? They were out all night. Why are they not here at 9:00? You know what? You get them there. It's not your business what they do once they get there. It's up to them. I mean, we had a girl who literally sat by the pool all weekend and didn't even come into the conference room. And it wasn't.
And she's still broke. Isn't that a coincidence?
And she's still broke, living in the basement of her mom's house. But all you can do is get them there. What they choose to do with the experience is up to them. We're not going to get frustrated. We're looking for runners. We're looking for people like us who get it, who used to, Felisa said that she used to take it personally. I used to think that I had to be the boss. Like, I used to call up everyone and say, okay, guys, it's 7:30. Are we going downstairs? Are we meeting downstairs? Everyone, let's go. First row, run. And, you know, it was very exhausting. So right now, I kind of made it my business to be responsible for the 3 to 5 new people that I'm going to bring. And Vicky can be in charge of her team. Ed can be in charge of his team, you know, and really just let people grow and experience it. You've shown them, you've told them about it. So I think it's really important to really set up some goals, work on organization this week. Let's set some intention for not only us getting to NYKO, but really who are we bringing? Who are we going to invest in? Who are we going to pour into this week? Because I put it into my mind that I'm going there with 5 new people. I want to bring 5 new people. And God willing, those 5 will be there. And for celebration, those 5 will bring 5, and so on and so forth. And that's how you grow your team. Okay, does anyone have any questions, comments, or feedback? Okay, fantastic. Thank you everyone for a great call. Assignment will be posted, and next week we have all the leaders on for our last week. If you made it, congratulations. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.